Oh, very hot these days. Hi guys! Today I cooked the perfect dish for summer. Cold ramen Hiyashi Chuka. In Japan, Hiyashi Chuka is a popular Japanese cold noodle dish that combines cold noodle with a variety of colorful and flavorful toppings. This time I'll introduce two flavors, soy sauce based and sesame sauce based. Let's get through the hot summer by eating cold ramen Hiyashi Chuka. So let's get cooking! Introduce ingredients: cucumber, tomato, eggs, and sliced ham are common ingredients for both flavors. Chinese noodle, preferably thin noodle recommend. For dressings, I'll be introduced two flavors. Here are common ingredients for the dressings: soy sauce, vinegar, chicken stock, sugar, and dash of bonito. The first one flavor is sesame sauce, using peanut butter and white sesame seeds. Second flavor will have slightly more soy sauce and vinegar. Alright, let's create the ultimate Hiyashi Chuka for summer! First, let's prepare the dressing that I'll pour over the dish at the end. On the left side, I'll make the soy sauce based dressing, and on the right side, I'll create the sesame based dressing. First, add dash of bonito. Next, add sugar and vinegar. Slightly more the soy sauce based dressing, and chicken stock powder. Then, add soy sauce using the 2 tablespoons of soy sauce based dressing. For the sesame based dressing, add peanut butter. Since it's solid, you'll need to melt it slightly as you add it. Can you imagine the taste of peanut butter? It surprisingly brings out amazing flavors. Add white sesame seeds. Finally, add 1 teaspoon of water to each dressing. It's important to add water to prevent the flavor from becoming too concentrated and to ensure that there are enough dressing to coat the noodles. Mix both dressings thoroughly, cover them with plastic wrap, and microwave them for about 1 minute. This step is to dissolve the sugar and dash of bonito. Once everything is dissolved, let the dressing cool to room temperature and then refrigerate them for later use. Next, let's prepare the toppings. Start by cutting off top and bottom of the cucumber. Here's a helpful tip. Rub the cut end together to remove the bitterness and excess moisture from the cucumber. This technique reduces any bitterness or astringency. I highly recommend trying this method when using cucumber in other dishes as well. After that, cut the cucumber into 1 cm width, diagonally sliced. And then cut them into 3 mm width. By stacking a few slices together, you can save the time during the preparation process. Next, let's prepare the ham. For the ham, I'll also use the sliced ham. Cut it in half and then cut in diagonally into 3 mm width. It's best to make all ingredients in long and thin strips. Finally, separate any slice of ham that may be stuck together. Next, tomatoes. Cut the tomato in half. I'm using cherry tomato for this recipe, but you can also use the larger tomatoes. In that case, It's recommended to make the close cut on the top, like in image. Here are ingredients after cutting. Since we are making Hiyashi Chuka, it's important to refrigerate the cutting ingredients until ready to use, keeping them chilled. Next, let's prepare the eggs. Start by cracking the eggs. If you have small eggs, until the 3 of them should be sufficient. Mix the eggs well until the egg white and yolks are thoroughly combined. I'll be making kinshi tamago, which is thinly shredded egg. The idea is to create a thin thread-like piece of egg, similar to what you would find in chirashi sushi. If you haven't seen how it's done before, I recommend watching a tutorial video after the finish watching this one. Next, heat a small amount of oil in a frying pan on low to medium heat. Once pan is hot, pour the beaten eggs into the pan. Spread the eggs thinly and evenly across the entire surface of the pan. Stir the pan to help spread the eggs evenly. After that, continue cooking the egg on low heat, taking your time. If you have a larger quantity of eggs, it's best to cover the pan, allowing the heat to reach the top portion of the eggs. Once the eggs have cooked partially and the slides start to peel away from the frying pan, you can gently lift and separate them. Be patient and avoid forcing or moving them until they reach this stage. Once the eggs can be easily lifted away from the pan, turn off the heat and let them cool. It's important to let them cool completely before cutting, as they won't slice properly if still warm. While the eggs are cooling, it's a good idea to prepare the noodles. Once they have cooled enough to handle, cut the egg in half and then cut them in half again. Cut them diagonally into 3mm widths, just like we did with ham. Once cut, place them in refrigerator to keep them chilled until we resemble the Hiyashi Chuka. Let's prepare the noodles. Cook the noodles in plenty of water. Once the water comes to boil, add the noodle and give them a gentle stir to separate them. This will ensure that the noodles cook evenly. Here's an important tip when boiling noodles. Be careful as they tend to foam up and overflow if cooked on high heat. Never take your eye off the pot when boiling noodles. If it starts to foam up, turn down the heat or temporarily remove the pot from the heat until the foam up subsides. Since I'll be serving the noodle cold, it's best to cook them for the recommended time on the package plus 1 additional time. Once the noodles are cooked, drain them in colander and rinse them under the cold water. While rinsing, gently rub the noodle between your hands to remove any excess flavor and achieve a smoothly and slippery texture, which makes them more enjoyable to eat. After thoroughly cooling and drain the noodle, they are ready for plating. I'm starting by placing the noodle on the large plate. Then, arrange the sliced topping on top. It's recommended to arrange them toward the center for a visually appealing presentation. Once I add the cucumber, ham, tomato, and eggs. Finish it off by pouring the chilled sauce over the dish. Here's the soy sauce-based sauce, and here's the sesame-based sauce. Oh, it seems that the sesame-based sauce may obscure the colorful toppings. So it would be better to pour the sauce before arranging the toppings. Finally, adding sesame oil at the end gives it a rich flavor. And there you have it, the completed cold ramen Hiyashi Chuka with 2 different flavors. Finish!
So let's いただきます。
First, let's try the sesame-based sauce. The combination of peanut butter and sesame is superb. Each ingredient is delicious when eaten together. Remember, it's best to mix everything together when enjoying the Hiyashi Chuka. Once you mix it and take a bit, it's pure happiness. The flavor might be beyond your imagination, but you must give it a try. Now let's move on the classic soy sauce flavor. Mix it well and savor the taste. This one is even more refreshing and slightly sour. If you are fond to tangy flavor, I highly recommend this one too. This is a staple of Japanese summer cuisine, a classic dish. You should definitely try making at home during the hot summer days. Thank you for watching until the end. I'll continue to introduce the Japanese cuisine. Please subscribe to the channel so you don't miss it. See you next time.